So Labubus have been the hot, new, unexpected trend this summer. And if you haven't heard of them, they're these plush dolls and charms that you can attach to like your bag or your belt. And even though I will not partake in this trend, I've seen so many people with them.
Yeah, they're kind of creepy looking monsters. They're known for their mischievous grins and pointy teeth, and they come in every color you can imagine, but they're not these like cute stuffed animals.
And they're not just for like the hoi polloi, they're on these celebrities' designer bags. So we've seen them like on Dua Lipa's bags, Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Cher, Simone Biles, so really just everyone.
And even though they're all the rage with Gen Z, people of all ages are embracing them. Full-grown adults partake in kind of a juvenile trend. Even the name, Labubu, sounds juvenile.
Well, things in the doll world get a lot weirder. So my dad sent me this article about Reborn dolls, which is apparently this global phenomenon that we had never heard of. So they're collectible dolls that look exactly like newborn babies. So the people who buy them call themselves parents. They collect dozens of these dolls, each of which can cost up to $10,000.
Morning routine of taking care of my 8 reborns. So first I get everyone at the table, put them in their high chairs, and get everyone sat down for breakfast. And this morning I'm making blueberry pancakes for everyone. While the pancakes are cooking, I'm going to give Adam and Michael their bottles.
Today I brought my Reborn doll Atlas with me to the Sea Life Aquarium. We met up at I Café de Paris with all our Reborn dolls to catch up. We meet up about once a month, and we have been friends for quite a long time.
She is all dressed, and we're going to put some socks on her. Now I just need to brush Sage's hair and get her in her car seat. We're going to get this big girl in the car seat and make her look realistic. Even though she's fake, we're still going to promote car seat safety. There we go. I like to tilt her head to the side and add something like a pacifier and a pacifier clip to add to the realism.
No, it's actually eerie how realistic they look. And these parents take them out in strollers on walks or to theme parks. And honestly, if you pass one on the street, you wouldn't know that it was a doll. There's actually a quote from a Wall Street Journal article where the reporter told the doll maker that they've never seen someone carrying a reborn before. And the doll maker smiled knowingly and said, "You have."
That's so creepy. And they cost so much because they're really expensive to make. So the best ones are made from silicone and they require quite a bit of artistry. So the makers hand mold the body parts. They paint pale blue veins on the dolls. They put in glass eyes, hand root individual goat or alpaca hairs into their scalps and eyebrows.
And we spoke to the owner of the biggest online reborn marketplace, and he said he works with over 600 artists, and his site sells 60 dolls a day and counting because this phenomenon is only growing. And he told us about the reborn community, that they hold conferences and meetups and they all bring their dolls.
Yeah, like there was this at the Dolls of the World fair in June that there were all these shows and everyone was hanging out with their babies. And there were these vendors there that sold accessories like perfume for the reborns to smell like real babies.
But we should mention there are therapeutic uses to the dolls, like women who have suffered miscarriages say having reborns helps them heal and grieve their loss. Britney Spears, who has said she has a miscarriage, has been seen carrying a doll. But most members of this community are just people who love babies.
And they've gotten a lot of criticism from the outside world. So these collectors have said that they get threats daily online from people saying that they'll kill them and their baby. So people are really like passionately angry about these reborns. And they've caused some political controversy as well. They're huge in Brazil. Like it's like the hot new thing. And politicians have introduced 30 bills trying to ban them from public places.
And they're using extreme cases to back this up. Like there's a Brazilian woman who showed up at the hospital to seek treatment for her doll. She posted a video on social media that has 16 million views, and you can see her packing formula for the doll and getting the doll weighed in the hospital, and then she feeds it and like a computer generated face snaps on for it to eat, and then it goes back to a doll. It is creepy.
And so this controversy has been going on for a while in Brazil, and it reached a really disturbing peak on June 6th when a man slapped a real 4-month-old baby on the head because he thought it was a reborn.
That is insane. Like obviously most reborn collectors are not this crazy. They just like to collect these dolls and have them in their home. We had to confront our own internal conflicts and kind of preconceived notion about adults that play with dolls, because on one hand, it can be a totally harmless hobby that only impacts the person who's partaking in it. But there is an unavoidable weirdness for some reason when we think about adults doing this.
Yeah, like we've talked about, why does this feel different than people just collecting and playing with action figures? And maybe it's unfair, but there is this stigma that's associated with like women and dolls. Like there's all these scary movies about creepy dolls coming to life and unhinged women that are treating their dolls like real babies. Seeing these extreme situations with people and their reborns does seem to like trigger something in people.
So we spoke to Marguerite Sheen, who's a reborn doll artist and collector, to learn more about what drew her to reborns, why she's willing to spend thousands of dollars on them, and what she says are misconceptions about the community.
So can you tell us about when you first heard about reborns and what really drew you to them?
Well, the first time I think I was just scrolling online on YouTube. It was before TikTok and everything even existed. And I remember seeing them and being like, whoa, this is weird and cool at the same time, because these dolls look just like babies and they're so hyper realistic. And a few years later, I got married and I got pregnant and I lost a pregnancy. And I remember feeling still as if I was a mother, but there was no baby for me to hold. And I was searching for something that could be an image of what was, but wasn't with me anymore, like something touchable in a way. So I searched for a doll that could look like me and my husband, like a baby of the both of us.
Wow, so how many do you have in your collection now? And are most of them the ones that you made, or do you still buy others? Like, how much do reborns cost to buy?
Reborns are very expensive. So let's just get that out of the way. They are very expensive. But I have 3 dolls in my collection that are not mine, and the others are mine. So I have this one. This was the very first doll I bought. Don't be scared. Look, it's like very soft.
Whoa.
And this is a full body silicone doll. So these are the ones that go viral on TikTok and everything. They have like the real belly and everything that you can see.
Whoa.
So they look very, very real. And this one was about 4,000 euros. So,
oh my God.
So that is the most expensive thing I've ever owned. But you must imagine that only painting this doll took the artist 3 months of full-time working. So I have another one in my collection that I didn't make, but I got. And this is like a cheaper doll because you can see the whole body is made from cloth. See? It's called a cuddle body, so it only has like a head. And that's why they are a bit cheaper, but still you can see all the little veins and the little tiny, the dry lip and everything is painted on.
The details are just crazy.
Yes. And I'm making one right at this moment. And you can see here that with a tiny needle, I put in every hair one by one. Can you see it?
Wow. And what are the hairs made out of?
This is mohair, which is made from alpaca hair, but sometimes people send me the hair of their babies or of themselves or their sisters, and then I insert the hair of the actual baby that I'm creating.
Yeah, like what makes them so expensive? We're sure the materials that you use to make like the silicone, the eyes, like what drives up the cost of making these babies?
Well, let me show you. You have to see it to be able to understand. Like, they're first made by sculptors. I'm a sculptor too. I'm making a portrait baby like this. And you make like every tiny little detail by hand, just from clay. See?
Wow.
And this one is not finished at all yet. And then it's sent off to a factory who makes the mold.
And how many have you made over the years?
I think now about 25.
Wow.
So that's really a lot.
And can you tell us of your favorite one? Like, do you have a favorite?
Oh, do I have a favorite? Yes, I do have a favorite. This was the first one I made that I thought, oh my goodness, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because it takes time to learn something, right? So I made this little baby, and when I finished him, I thought, or her, I thought like, I'm going to keep this baby as a sign that I'm actually good at this, and maybe I can make this my thing, my job.
And it makes sense why you say they're not dolls. They are art. You obviously actually have a history in art that was so perfect for you to transfer into making reborns.
Exactly. So it kind of bugs me when online, all these articles say about women or people walking around with dolls, treating them like they're babies. They're not just dolls. They're first and foremost, they're works of art. They're collectibles. There are people who love the art that buy these dolls.
So say you know, make a reborn, you buy a reborn, what do you do with them? They are expensive. I'm sure people don't just have them sitting around in their room. We've seen people take them out and do activities with them. What do you do?
Well, on average, most people just have them. You can see, I have a little, can you see that? The thing on the wall here. But there are also a lot of people who like to dress them or to take pictures with them, to practice like newborn photography, those kinds of things. And there are also like a lot of reborn meetings. A lot of people who like dolls just come together, take their dolls with them and go on a picnic. Like, for example, not because we think they're real babies, but just because it's fun. It's a hobby, and like we all dress them in the same theme. Some people take them on holidays or ride with them in a stroller. And the fun thing is, some people are like, but maybe doesn't it creep out other people? But you know, when a little baby like that is laying in a stroller, it just looks like you have a baby that is asleep.
There obviously has been a lot of backlash to reborns. We understand they're even like outlawed in some countries. And I guess what people are saying is that there are cases of women kind of blurring the lines between, you know, treating this like a reborn, a piece of art, versus like a real baby. What do you say to that?
I say that there has been research done on this case too, because the dolls look so real, it can be uncanny to some people. Like, ooh, is this normal? Is this crazy? But because there are like maybe the 1% of people put weird things online, that blows up. Online, the hundreds and millions of people who are just normal, they don't go viral. I don't understand the huge amount of hate comments adults get for role playing as an adult. We just forgot how to play, to be creative. And I think it gives a little bit of freedom just for some people to dress their dolls and take them out, go on a walk.
We're glad that you said that because we haven't seen this discourse when we were doing our research and watching like videos. You're right. It's like the crazy ones taking their reborn to the clinic to get like a checkup because they're sick, or like really like bringing them to life in a way that it sounds like most people are not.
True, absolutely. Like, I think it's less than even 1% of the people who do that, but those are the people you see online. Most people don't even go online with their dolls. They just have them for themselves and they show them to their friends. Just like when you have a new beautiful artwork or you bought a statue and you love it for yourself.